Hey, how's it go guys? JC here. So you may be aware or may not be aware that TRYNDAMERE has recently been fixed for his E, where if you have Rageblade, lethal tempo, attack speed, all ramped up with like constant E spam on a single target, that sometimes in the past your E will not do damage on some instances, and they fixed that now where it will do damage on every single instance, as you guys can see on screen. The other thing is, the fix has made it so that if you spin away, then flashback onto the target, you'll now do double damage, which is something that used to be the case as well, but you know, sometime down the track of all these numerous patches that it got changed and it didn't work. But what this has brought is a bug. So basically, if you're TRYNDAMERE and you're dashing away from a target and someone is dashing into you, whether it's a Kayn, a Fizz Q, Qiyana E, any of those would make it so that your E would proc like a ridiculous amount of times. So it could proc like up to 3 to 5 times. And that would basically one-shot someone when they're at low levels, and maybe even at high levels when you're fed. It will just absolutely demolish their health because your E would be doing several instances. As you guys can see, it does many instances of the same E damage, and it's pretty ridiculous. It's like very, very broken, and it counters quite a few dash champions that aren't invulnerable during the dash and can dash in the same direction as TRYNDAMERE's E when he's Eing away or Eing towards you. So that's basically what I wanted to cover, just straight to the point, information packed, and then there you go. If you want, be sure to stick around. I was watching PROC the other day, TRYNDAMERE One Trick, great YouTuber, great streamer as well. I advise you check him out on screen right now. But do stick around because I wanted to discuss the new build that might be coming out. And I got this from PROC. Basically, even this like new change or this bug, he was talking about it, and that's when I put 2 and 2 together because I was like, I played a game and it looked really dodgy that I managed to randomly kill someone like this. And I'm hearing the E change from PROC, so I got really curious. I personally asked him on stream, and I was like, this change, did you see Riot post anything, or do you have any sources? Like, where's this information from? I personally really wanted to know, because if I could find out where information like this comes from, then in the future I'll be able to check that source and be able to find new information for myself rather than have to rely on going around asking people or finding out through second-hand information. But unfortunately, I'm not able to find out how Riot changed it or when Riot changed it or any announcements regarding that. It's not in the patch notes either. It just changed in a random patch, and people have been testing it in practice tool and in game, and it has reflected that. But it's not an official thing that has been spoken or said, from my understanding anyway. If you guys do know there's a official announcement or something like along those lines, please let me know, write it in the comments below, and I'll be sure to check it out and maybe mention it in a future video. Anyways, we're going to talk about the build that PROC recommend based off of this change. So he's recommending Rageblade into Eye-Edge and Bork. So what I wanted to do was discuss the differences between going Eye-Edge first versus Bork first, and this was what I discussed on stream, so I just wanted to play the clip. Anyways, enjoy guys. This is really far into the laning phase, and you have poop all attack speed. Up to this point, it feels so bad to wave clear because you would auto spin and every minion will be on 1 HP. And I'm talking I was super fed at that point too. I was ultra fed and I had the right CS. Like I had 10 CS per minute. I had 3 kills and I was just not able to kill the minions with 1 auto 1 spin. It felt so frustrating to have Essence Reaver and not be able to do that. So you have to order everything twice, like all the back. I'm talking backline min. I'm not talking about the melee. I'm talking about backline. You have to order them twice unless you crit. Always boots first? No, not always. You could go Essence Reaver first, but then you want to buy boots shortly after, and you're level 10. So once you get these items, you're level 10, right? So look at this. You're level 10. You have 40% CDR because of Transcendence. Wait, hold on. Close the shop. See, Transcendence, 10%. 10% from boots, 20% from Essence Reaver. This is all really nice and dandy. And the other thing is the crit cloak. The reason being is because... See, once I get 100 Fury, I have 90% crit. Oh. Oh wait, I need to be level 11 and then I have 90% crit. There we go. Because the passive scales level 6, level 11, and so on. Okay. So yeah, this is what you have. But the thing is, look at your attack speed. Like, let me see. This is your attack speed. It's baseline. It's baseline attack speed, and it's a far cry from what I'm used to, which is Xerxes plus Stinger. At this point, you'd have Xerxes and Stinger, right? And it feels... No, I don't max E first. I max Q first. I just like did that because I want to try with Rageblade. So with Rageblade, and you have your lethal tempo, you can like do this spin. See how often you spin? Like some of them were within 1 second, like 2 spins in 1 second, in some cases, but only when lethal is up. But if you just stay on agility cloak, you go straight for Bork. You get these items. This is a while into the game. And then we finally get this Bork, and we're like, oh, thank goodness we have this Bork. We finally get some attack speed. You just have to get used to it, I guess. And then last item would be one of these. So we could go for more attack speed on the side lanes with Sanguini Blade, Yumu's for the move speed, Wit's End for the synergy with Rageblade, some MR and lifesteal, Death's Dance for general tankiness and lifesteal, and 10% CDR, which means that you can sell your Lucidity. Once you buy these, sell Lucidity for Xerxes. You have Last Whisper. Last Whisper is really good, even though this has Last Whisper passive. Your Last Whisper Mortal Reminder would be really good against certain team comps, and it overrides the measly 15% armor pen. You get 25% or 35%. So that's also an option if you're really desperate for armor pen or you need healing reduction. And then you have this Edge of Night, really good against like Fizz or someone that's ultra fed, that's an AP champion that just like nukes you in one go. And every one of their abilities is very precious, like Fizz. That's when you pop this, and then you run at them. So if he Qs into you, you take no damage. And then, you know, he only has his E left, which should not one-shot you, or else you're gonna rage and smash your keyboard. 8% of target's current health, bonus physical on hit, but melee users get 12%. So you're doing 12% of target's current health times 2. Just like, oh, if you don't get that with Rageblade, you're trolling, right? 24% of target's current health. That is too hard to give up. I think that's what like literally melts people. It's not max health, it's current health. Yes, current health. But look, it means that you can shred someone from high health. If they have high health, their health is going down. Infinity Edge, like sure, it gives a lot of damage, but the synergy between Rageblade and Bork and the stick potential, the DPS output, wouldn't you get more DPS output on a Rageblade Bork over Infinity Edge? 400, 700 gold. So we'd be getting this plus like 2 longswords. That will be the equivalent of getting Bork first. Okay, so we're gonna do one test like that and one test with this. 1k health, let's move it to 2k health. Oh, there we go. Okay, 2k health. Has 0 armor, that doesn't sound right. Should have like 100 armor. Well, actually, we're gonna work on a tank. Give him 200 armor. So how much does one hit do? 300. 290. 300, 290. Okay. So that's our baseline for that. And then if we were to get Eye Edge, and this is equal gold value. If it's 300. Honestly, it's like Bork is actually slightly higher, and you get more attack speed out of it. I'd say Bork is better if they're high health. You'd stack it faster. Bork is better. See, crit cloak, Bork, equivalent gold value. 300 something. It goes lower when like, well, the target's dead, right? So at this point, target's dead. And this is pretty typical of what you'd face as a top laner. 2000 health, 200 armor, because they'll build tabbies, they'll build a bramble, and then they're basically there. If you're against like insane squishies, maybe Infinity Edge is better. But generally speaking, like with this much armor, and then without the armor, let's just give him 2000 health. Okay. If he didn't have armor, 800. Let's get. Oh, okay. They're both They're both really close. They're honestly both really close. Even with armor, they're both like, I think Bork comes out ahead by a little bit with armor. Definitely go for Bork first. Like the tankier, high health, high armor. Go for Bork first. Those squishies, go for high edge. Because you don't need that many hits anyway, you don't need the attack speed. They're probably going to be kiting you, can't utilize the attack speed, but the tanky ones that stand there and let you hit them, definitely Bork. I think that's from my testing, this is how it feels at the moment. Because I'm really screaming for attack speed when I tried that build. The attack speed just not coming in. True, Bork does have better stats because it has lifesteal and it gives you attack speed. If they both give equal damage, Infinity Edge only gives you damage, then Bork comes out on top. Because you also get the utility of the active, attack speed, lifesteal, and the damage is there. And also, the Rageblade wasn't stacked. That's the key, is I was hitting the dummy, a typical top lane dummy with the armor and health, and Rageblade was not stacked, so it wasn't doing the phantom hit of like double Bork damage. So this test was actually unfair for Bork, and even Bork was still coming out being similar or better. The only downside with going Bork is that you're stuck with 90% crit, which is still pretty good. You're still basically critting every time. There's a point that could be argued that 10% crit's too important. Yeah, the tank killer build, if you want to kill tanks, after you get those items, make sure you pick up a Wit's End. Why? Why pick up Wit's End, you might ask? Because it synergizes. It does 15 to 80 magic damage times 2 because of Rageblade. So you're going to have double. And on top of that, you have lifesteal. Really good against tanks. Lifesteal sustains nice when you're low health. And also the magic resist, because every tank literally builds Thornmail and Sunfire and they both do magic damage. So this will help you stay in the fight. Especially with the lifesteal and the MR against every single tank in the entire game. They're all going to do magic damage. Every single one of them. Except for the ones that don't build Sunfire and Thornmail, but then what are they doing, right? Maybe they're building Frozen Heart. And Tabbies, which is legitimate, but with Wit's End, by the time you finish Wit's End, you have so much attack speed. You have Bork, Rageblade, Wit's End. You'd have plenty. Like and subscribe.